Hi everyone, MP Will Greaves back with part 2 of this week's Weekly Wrap. I promised whales, let's deliver. This week I joined with my colleague MP Stephanie McLean from Esquimalt Saanich Suk at Saxe Point Park to talk about protecting our southern resident killer whales. And the investment behind that commitment is significant. We know that our orcas face 3 serious threats: pollution, boat strikes, and a shrinking food supply. The federal government is tackling all 3. New regulations on marine pollutants and greywater discharge will clean up the water these animals call home. We're expanding the no-go zone around orcas to 1,000 meters, keeping boats further back, reducing the risk of strikes. And we're investing to restore wild Pacific salmon stocks, which are the primary food source for these whales. That last piece matters beyond just orca recovery. Salmon are food, not just for whales, but for people too. They're central to Indigenous culture and to First Nations communities all along this coast. They anchor the visitor economy, recreational fishing, and billions of dollars in economic activity across BC every year. That's why the spring economic update included around $140 million in new measures for the southern residents. And Budget 2025 includes more than $400 million for the Pacific Salmon Strategy Initiative. That's nearly $500 million. Because healthy orcas and healthy salmon aren't separate goals, they're the same goal. The government's transition away from open net fish farms is already showing results as well, including some of the healthiest salmon runs in years. There's more work ahead, but the commitment is real. And as I've said before, I, along with many of my Liberal MP colleagues, will continue to advocate both publicly and in private for the most robust possible policies to protect our climate and our natural environment. Before I close, there are some things that we're watching carefully this week, including the detention and mistreatment by the Israeli government of Canadians who were trying to bring food and essential supplies to people in Gaza. The Prime Minister has been clear, so am I. These are our citizens, their safety matters, and we demand answers and expect better. 2 videos, 1 week, because sometimes that's what it takes to do justice to what's happening. Whether it's orcas or transit or standing up for Canadians abroad, the through line is always the same. We protect what we love, and we invest in what we want to see thrive. That's the wrap for this week. Thanks for staying tuned, thanks for staying engaged, and I'll see you again next week.